Good morning everyone. Today we're going to look at the concept of prophethood in Islam, or Risalah. There are 4 prophets you need to know about, so we're going to start with Adam. Prophets are humans that have been chosen by God to receive and spread his message. They're often sent to try and correct the behaviour of society. These people are called to the vocation of prophethood or Risalah. The wisdom these people have has been given by God, in this case Allah, but each prophet has had the same fundamental teachings, such as the need to worship one true God, Allah, and the belief that we will be judged in the afterlife. The Quran makes it clear that these prophets have been sent by Allah with his permission to spread his message. In the Quran it says, "And it was not for a messenger to come with a sign except by permission of God." Islam teaches that there are 25 prophets identified in the Quran and that they date back to the creation of the world. Many of these prophets are shared with other monotheistic religions such as Christianity and Judaism, although they have slightly different names and associated beliefs. According to Islam, the problem with the teachings of these previous prophets is that over time their message has either been lost or corrupted by the people. This is why Allah needed to send one final prophet to give the perfect revelation, the Quran. Muslims believe that throughout every nation and time period, Allah sent one of the prophets so that everyone had an opportunity to hear his message. In the Quran it says, "And for every nation is a messenger." Although there are 25 prophets, the specification says you need to know about 4: Adam, Ibrahim, Isa, and Muhammad. So the first prophet is Prophet Adam. He's said to be the father of the whole human race. According to the Quran, God formed Adam from a handful of soil of many colours. And Muslims use this to explain how Allah created the diverse range of races we have in the world. In the Quran it says, "I'm going to create a human from sounding clay, so that when I have fashioned him and breathed into him his soul created by me, then you will fall down prostrate to him." This shows the status and importance of Adam. Eve, or Hawa, was created from Adam's rib, and they lived together in paradise. However, they were commanded not to eat from a particular tree, but the devil, or Shaitan, was able to convince Adam and Eve to eat the fruit. As a result, humans fell from Allah's grace and were banished to live on earth. The Muslim account in the Quran says that Adam came to his senses in a place called Arafat. It was there that he confessed his sins to Allah and received forgiveness. Muslims continue to practice this during Hajj. Following his forgiveness, Adam became the first prophet. Muslims believe that Adam was created as Allah's Khalifa, or guardian. As such, it was his job to look after the earth. Muslims claim that as the first prophet, he was the first to grow crops and cook. They also believe that Adam was given scrolls that contain the food laws. As such, all human knowledge has its origins with Adam. Tradition says that Adam was the first to build the Kaaba, the house of God, a black cube-shaped building in Mecca. It was later destroyed during the flood of Noah and rebuilt by another prophet called Prophet Ibrahim. The Quran points to the fact that Adam was chosen by Allah. It says, "His Lord chose him and turned to him with forgiveness and gave him guidance." Allah also said to Adam, "Get you down upon the earth, all of you together from paradise. Then if there comes to you guidance from me, whoever follows my guidance shall neither go astray nor fall into distress and misery." Therefore, Muslims look at Adam as a role model, not because of what he did wrong, but the fact that he was able to turn his life around and ask Allah for forgiveness. Now, in the exam, you could get asked whether or not prophets are the most useful source of guidance in the lives of Muslims today. Many Muslims would agree that prophets are a good source of wisdom because they come from Allah and arguably meet the needs of the audience at the time. For example, in the Quran it says, "And it was not for a messenger to come with a sign except by permission of God," or that every nation has a messenger. As such, these individuals have been sent by Allah to give specific messages that are designed for the people of different nations and different time periods. In addition, many Muslims in contemporary society might argue that prophets, particularly Prophet Muhammad, are the best source of guidance because they provide relatable examples. Yusuf Islam said, "If we imitate the conduct of the Holy Prophet, we will be successful." Prophet Muhammad in his final sermon even said, "I leave behind you 2 things, the Quran and the example of my life. If you follow these, you will not fail." And therefore, humans can look to these relatable examples to know how to deal with issues in their life, even following Adam's example of asking Allah for mercy. Finally then, many Muslims might argue that prophets are the best source of wisdom and guidance because they reflect important values of Islam in practice. For example, Muslims can look at the life of Adam to learn about the importance of submission and forgiveness. They can also look at the importance of monotheism, submission, sacrifice, and overcoming temptation from the life of Prophet Ibrahim. Whereas the Quran teaches these values, it's arguably much easier to understand when they're demonstrated in real-life examples, and we can consider how we can apply them ourselves. On the other hand, though, many traditional Muslims might argue that the Quran is the ultimate source of wisdom and guidance, as it's the perfect, uncorrupted word of Allah that was given in order to clarify errors of previous sacred texts. In the Quran it says, "We have sent down to you the book as clarification for all things and as guidance and mercy and good tidings for Muslims." When the Quran was completed, Allah claimed that it was perfect, and therefore arguably it's the best source of wisdom. In addition, many Muslims might argue that the Sharia law could be the most important, as it helps structure and order the Muslim community to ensure that people follow Allah's word, hence why its name means straight path. In 2018, the government conducted a review of the application of Sharia law in England and Wales, and it was argued that they should continue to be able to use that law, saying that they were fulfilling a need in Muslim councils. And finally then, many Muslims, particularly in a Western society, might agree that Islamic leaders today may be better guides because they're trained and can offer insight into how we apply scripture to today's real-life issues that we experience. They may be even more useful when trying to practice Islam in places like Wales, where Islam isn't the main religion. In the Quran it says, "And to those whom we have appointed are the people who guide with the truth and thereby do justice." In addition, modern figures like Yusuf Islam or model Halima Adam can provide modern examples of practicing Islam in contemporary society. These are arguably more useful because their lives and experiences are more relatable than the lives of prophets who lived thousands of years ago. So that's all the information on Prophet Adam. Obviously you need to know about the other three prophets, Prophet Ibrahim, Prophet Isa and Prophet Muhammad. If you want to test yourself on what you've learned so far, then get yourself on Quizlet or Kahoot. If not, have a go at the practice exam questions on the following slide. Good luck.